the Trail, the most exciting television coverage of the Midwest's richest bass tournaments.
Good job, man.
For fast boats and fish catching action, it's Heartland on the Trail. We are back. That's right, it's day 2 of the 2004 Heartland Tournament Association's Buddy Championship. After an impressive day 1, our anglers take to the water for one more chance to be crowned the best duo in the circuit. With a $36,000 champion boat going to the winner, every cast counts. Join us as we travel with the best anglers in the region on Table Rock Lake. Don't touch that remote.
It's going to be tough to beat. 17.10.
After day 1, anglers proved the fall bite is still alive and well as several teams weighed in impressive limits. Day 1's top 10 scoreboard shows just how tight this race is. Just over 2 pounds separate our anglers between 2nd and 5th place, but the team of Kelly Power and Bill Beck have a good handle on 1st place, with 24.04 pounds. Anglers will once again try to appeal to Table Rock Lake's abundant population of largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass. However, after a day of fishing pressure, these fish may be harder to come by. Today our cameras will be rolling on 3 teams, Tim Sonato and Buster Loving. Sonato and Loving are currently in 3rd place and are trying to make up over a 6-pound difference. Howard Buning and Steve Enox are currently in 5th place and are hoping their shallow jig bite is productive again. Kelly Power and Bill Beck. Power and Beck are currently in 1st and are trying to capitalize on a very successful day 1. We find Table Rock's lake level at 914, 1 foot below pool. Water temperature is between 72 and 74 degrees. Water clarity is staying in the river tributaries and clear in the main lake. The forecast calls for partly sunny skies with temperatures in the 50s during the morning hours and warming into the 80s in the afternoon. After a fog delay, we start our morning with Kelly Power and Bill Beck up the James River.
That last one he swim with the bait.
Oh, as soon as it come off the rock, he had it.
Howard Buning and Steve Enox also start up the James.
What we're going to do today, we're going to fish this bank, about 150 yards of it, and this gravel bar right over here. There's a little drop off that gravel bar, so we'll just probably rotate back and forth on these. Mostly flip a jig. We'll throw a crankbait a little bit in the wood, and then we'll throw crankbait and spinnerbait off that flat there. After the sun gets up, the shad have been coming up to the surface in here, and the fish been following them up. But some reason, this little section of the river, the shad, they stopped their migration right in this area right now. We was in here Friday. It was unbelievable. The fish were up on the shad, and they were fish everywhere.
Back to Power and Beck, who are targeting rock piles near secondary points with a 5/8 ounce dual football jig and a secret trailer.
It's a secret.
There, one. Keep him coming, keep him coming. Keep him coming.
Feels pretty good.
Keep him coming. Just.
I'm trying, Daddy. He's really a pulling.
Just let me get it in here on you.
I'll tell you what. That's one that we needed, huh?
Yeah. Which was good job. Fog didn't hurt us any because they didn't start biting until 9:30, so we got a bonus going. And I feel really good because my partner's catching them early. He waited until yesterday to catch them in the afternoon. That was a good
He told me to wind him in. I was trying. He was pulling.
I just didn't want you to pull him towards the motor or I couldn't get to it.
Yesterday he wouldn't net my fish. He let them kept jumping into the motor and stuff. The fish are just so, it seems like they're so hot. They're coming at us real hard and they're really aggressive once you get them hooked.
Sonato and Loving start in Cow Creek and are fishing rock piles in the main lake with a 3/4 ounce jewel football jig.
We're just gonna keep throwing this jig. Hope we get the bites. I mean, it's been tough. We just got real fortunate right here yesterday to catch 5 or 6 keepers. We're just hoping we can pick off some brownies first because it seemed like they've been biting earlier in the day. Because after 11 o'clock, it just got really, really tough on us yesterday. We couldn't catch fish after 11. But our main bait's going to be this jig, this jewel 3/4 ounce football jig. Kentucky's didn't bite yesterday. We only had one. They're hoping they bite a little bit today, kind of ease up the pressure on them smallmouth, because they saved us yesterday.
Go, Bill, go.
He's not too bad.
There we go.
Good one there.
Good one.
Oh, it's good smallmouth. Where are you gonna go?
He's coming over here.
Get behind you so I can reach. Back over to the seat there so I can reach.
Here he comes.
Ain't that big.
Yeah, thought like he was big.
Hope he'll keep her now. Smallmouth fool you sometimes. Yep.
Short.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. He pulled like he knew what he was doing.
Was he in that fishing line?
I don't know.
Here he comes. Jump. Acting like a better fish.
Well,
Keeper. He ate it.
hopping it around a lot. That's kind of how them crawdads do, especially if something's behind them, they start running. And so I jerk it around a lot, then I just kind of let it settle. Both of those fish that I just caught, neither one of them I felt really bite it. After I let it settle, I picked it up and it was just mushy, just heavy, and I could kind of feel them a little bit. But not hitting it like they were yesterday. They were hitting it pretty hard. So far, those first two this morning have.
The one we caught yesterday, right on the lip too. They weren't.
Yeah, they're just kind of picking it up and swimming off with it. It feels like this morning.
A red hooded sweatshirt has left Kelly Power a bit messy. Good thing this is a buddy tournament.
Yeah, let me groom him up a little bit. I thought it looked like he'd been shot in the back with a shotgun.
I need my left cheek kind of itches too if you scratch it for me. Yeah, that was the right.
All right, you're pretty. Catch a fish.
Ah, that red hooded sweatshirt, she washed it a couple times, but it still leaves them little fuzzballs all over.
Yesterday we were culling some fish and I seen he had a half a dozen red spots on his back, and I thought, well, that fish, you know, it splashed and was bleeding. I kept looking in the live well to see which one was bleeding. I was panicking.
Back to Sonato and Loving.
There we go. Feel like much, I can't tell yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big
Work.
These are on the back side of that
Yep.
deal.
Same bite, man. There's no bite at all. I just swimming around with it.
A little better. That greeny winny one or something. I'll put on that green flash and try it. Change flavors a little bit. Seem to want that green one this morning.
It's either that or I'm just a better fisherman, one of the two.
I knew that was coming.
I had to throw that in.
Yeah. I'm waking him up and he's catching him. He could have said something like that, teamwork, you know. But
You got me on him. I'll give you credit. You got me on him. He'll probably make a comeback here in a little bit. You better.
A lot of the fish that were on the main river, while they were out there where they should be, you just couldn't get deep. You couldn't get deep enough to them with the crankbait. And now they're starting to make their move, and they're coming in these creek channels and coming out of the main river channel, even on the flat stuff, and starting to move up. But they're still, on an average, these are the shallowest fish we're catching. Most of them are 20 plus.
well, sure, we feel great. We got 2 in the box, but we're just going to spend a few more minutes here. We're going to go around the back side of this rock pile and see if we can pick off another one. Then we're going to go hit 2 or 3 more spots, and we may come back here depending on how it goes. Come back here and run through it like we did yesterday. We caught our 6th one when we came back. It was Kentucky, but maybe our timing's just a little off. We hit her this morning, or yesterday morning. It was perfect. They were eating when we first got here. Within an hour, we had 4 big smallmouth in the box. And so, I don't know. We're just gonna, like I said, just keep throwing this jig. Hope we catch 6.
The bite is getting tougher and the stakes grow higher every minute. Can Power and Beck maintain their lead? Can Sonato and Loving find their smallmouth again? Or will Buning and Enox get the river bite going? Answers to all these questions when we return. We rejoin Kelly Power and Bill Beck, who have abandoned their jig fishing to briefly test a cove with a spinnerbait and a crankbait.
There's one.
Good one?
I can't tell. No, it's small. It's small fishy. Come on. Small one.
Is he?
Yeah.
After an unsuccessful attempt of something different, the team decides to go back to their jigs.
Okay, back to work.
Buning and Enox are still looking for their first fish.
This is it. Mary. Stay on there, baby. Oh, it's a snag. Dadgummit.
Sonato and Loving moved to point 5 and explained their presentation.
Trying to get a reaction out of these fish. You know, we're not just working in any one way. You know, we drag it, pop it, hop it, even lift it off bottom, shake it a couple times, let it fall back down. Just trying to get a reaction out of those fish. It's obvious they're not biting. They're not feeding this morning. Just trying to make them bite it if they're there.
I think the fish are still here if they just feed. Their shad are still in here. But since about, for last hour, everything's been running through my mind. We've got one flat that we caught some Kentuckys on, Carolina rigging. But when we caught them, the wind was blowing in on it, and I don't know whether the shad will be close enough to the bank for us to catch them. We'll probably give this another hour, and then if they don't start eating, we'll make a run and go up on the fish flat.
Back to Sonato and Loving, who have 3 fish in the live well.
No, we got 3. No matter who catches it. There's been tournaments where I've caught every one of them. A lot of tournaments where Buster's caught every one of them. Just the way it goes sometimes.
I mean, I want to catch 6 of anything, even if they're like that, but we're not going to win this thing unless we catch, we don't even have a shot unless we can catch 20 pounds. because if we catch the same as we caught yesterday, which we're a long way from that, you know, if we can bring in another 17, 18 pounds, all Kelly's going to have to catch tomorrow. Today's 10 or 11 pounds, he's still going to beat us. Not that we've given up or nothing, but
Catch all we can.
bite's been tough over here for us. Been holding out on a few of these spots, this one in particular, for the last couple of weeks. And this has been about it for us. We've caught most of our fish right here, yesterday and so far today. I have a feeling we're about to wear out our welcome a little bit.
It's a good one.
Dog.
Him just break your heart.
Yeah. One of them kind you wished you broke your line and you could have said, Lord,
Yeah.
who's it get?
Yeah, pulled off.
It's a Kentucky.
Maybe. Yeah, he'll make it.
Make it.
problem.
Yeah.
Get that one, didn't you?
I don't know. He just ate it as soon as it hit the bottom. He's a good one.
Good fish. Good job, Kelly. Good job.
I'm gonna catch another one real quick. Right there in that sweet spot. There's a lot of good fishermen in this circuit, and there ain't any one of them that can catch what we caught or more today, and you can't give up. About the only way I would have felt comfortable is if we'd had about a 10-pound lead, and then I think we would have probably scared somebody.
Size.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
Good fish.
They hit it up in the air. Hit it up in the air.
Hit it on drop.
Huh? Yeah. Let's get one more and get out of here.
You bet.
No. Don't jump, don't jump. That's a good fish.
Good fish.
Is that 5 or 6?
That's our limit.
Okay.
With 6 fish in the boat, Power and Beck are now poised for a first place finish. Marty Conrad and Lefty Evans are the first team to weigh in a limit.
Well, let's put them up here. They got a good sack. Looky here. 17.48 pounds, and that's
Their 2-day total weight is 31.23 pounds and currently leads the tournament. Although not in contention for first, Jerry McCutcheon brings an amazing largemouth to the scale.
6.25, biggest fish of the tournament. Boy, what a fish.
This fish gives them a good shot at the day's big bass check. The team of Kelly Williamson and Norm Bowles, who were in second after day 1, have another good stringer.
17.27 pounds, new leaders.
They overtake the leader position from Marty and Lefty with a 2-day total of 36.30 pounds. Kelly Power and Bill Beck make their way to the stage. They need just over 12 pounds to secure the championship.
They need 12 pounds plus There's your winner of the boat. 18.50 pounds, 18.50 pounds.
The winners of the Heartland Buddy Championship are Bill Beck and Kelly Power with a massive 2-day total of 42.54 pounds. In second, Kelly Williamson and Norm Bowles with 36.30 pounds. And in third, the team of Marty Conrad and Lefty Evans. Here's the best of the rest. When we come back, learn how Power and Beck secured their championship crowns.
There's your winner of the boat. 18.50 pounds, 18.50 pounds.
Trail tips, winning secrets from the Heartland Tournament Trail. Kelly Power and Bill Beck targeted rock piles off secondary points with 5/8 ounce jewel football jigs. The fish were 20 to 25 feet deep and holding to the rocky structure near the bottom. Here, Bill Beck explains why they chose this presentation.
We caught all of our fish on Gail Julian, Jewel Bait Company's new 5/8 football head. It's got a different style hook. It comes through rock and brush real good. I don't think we could have caught our fish without that. The wire guard gets hung up a little worse. The new bait comes through the brush a lot better. Fluorocarbon line, we both just started using it in the last year, and you can really feel your bites better using 15-pound fluorocarbon because we were catching pretty good quality fish. Down lake I throw 12 a lot, but I really like it. You know, it took a long time to get Kelly using it because he's hard-headed, but I think he knows you can really detect the strikes and get a good hook set with it.
Next week, join us as we kick off the 2004 Pro-Am Championship at Lake of the Ozarks. The region's top professional anglers will be fighting for their chance to become Heartland's best in this 2-day fish-off. Don't miss it. Heartland on the Trail, the most exciting television coverage of the Midwest's richest bass tournaments.
Good job, man.
For fast boat to fish catching action, it's Heartland on the Trail. On the Trail is a production of Marine Grade Marketing.